Hi everyone. I decided to do a review of the Genesis Commuter electric bike. The one I have is in black, and yes, I did get it for $799, as shown here. They must have limited supply right now because it says pre-order now. I got this probably about 6 months ago. And let's go over some of the specs on this thing. So as you can see here, it says travels up to 38 miles when using pedal assist. That may be true, and it does go up to 20 miles per hour. But let's talk about those two things right now. 20 miles per hour is when you're pretty much going down a hill, and that's what it limits it to. If you're going on a straightaway, you're going to be going about 12 to 17 miles an hour with the throttle at full speed. 38 miles using pedal assist. I've never actually tried using pedal assist all the way. I've always used the throttle, and I find that I get about 10 miles on a full charge with just using the throttle. Yes, there's an LED light. The batteries are pretty good, and I'm impressed. The problem is that you can't remove the battery. So here it is. Here's my bike that I bought. I'm sorry I didn't do an unboxing video first, but I thought this would suffice since it pretty much comes fully assembled anyway. So let's start at the front of the bike. We've got the power button here. You turn it on, and it indicates there are 3 lights on there. The top one indicates that it's fully charged, and the orange light comes on and stays on. The green light turns off, and the orange light stays on when it's at half charge. And the red light indicates the battery's dead, and it goes off shortly thereafter. Here's a light, the light for the headlight, of course, which is actually built in. It's pretty clever. You don't have to get an aftermarket one or anything. It's right here. It's kind of nice, because I do like night riding sometimes. It makes it safer. There's a horn here too, because people can't hear you on a bike, obviously, when you're traveling fairly decent speeds, a little bit faster than a normal bike would go. As I mentioned earlier, it goes about 12 to 15 miles per hour. 17 probably at most. My main concern with this bike, and complaint I guess, is that the battery is internal to the bike. It's right here, and that's a problem because you can't remove it. I wish you could, and then you could swap another battery out for it, maybe carry a battery with you, but you can't do that with this bike. Here's the motor. As you can see, the hub motor, it's kind of nice. It is actually pretty powerful. It's 250 watts, but it's pretty powerful. Like I said, you can get up to 12 to 17 miles an hour on flat land, and get up hills pretty easily with pedal assist. If you use the pedals, it just gives you a sudden burst of electric motor power, just about 2 seconds worth per pedal. Let's see, when the battery runs out, believe me, you don't want to be stuck with this thing when the battery runs out. Far away from home or far away from anyone you know, because it is a brick. It's hard to pedal. One thing I can tell you is, heck, you'll get a workout on it. I guarantee you that, but you want to make sure that you stay within the 10-mile range that I mentioned earlier, that this thing can actually go when you're using the throttle. Oh. And the throttle alone, and most people I think would probably be likely to do that. Otherwise, what's the point of having one of these things? Why not just get a regular bike if you're just going to use the pedal assist? Seriously. So just to show you what I was talking about earlier when I just said that the battery was internal to the bike, here it is right here. So it's actually, you can remove it, I guess, but you'd have to unscrew it and do something funky, and it might void any warranty that you have on this bike. And I wish they would have made it to where you could remove it, because it's actually not nearly anywhere close to the range that I thought it was going to be. But if you're doing short trips to like the grocery store and stuff like that, it's fine. And for the price, it's a really good bargain. The fact that it can fold up like this too is really neat. I use this as a sort of a dinghy in my car. I mean, I take it with me wherever I go, and I have a really old car, and I'm always wondering if it's going to break down somewhere, and this gives me an extra 10 miles of range. If I have to go to one of my friend's house, or go to the shop, or do whatever I need to do, and it's kind of cool. That's really all I have to say about this bike. Was it worth the $799 price tag? The one you see right here? I would say yes, it was. I would say that's actually pretty average price for a decent mid-range bike. And the motor I was impressed with. Don't expect to go much faster than a regular bike, though. It pretty much is a bike without... It's a regular bike that folds up that you can go at normal speeds with. And this is, again, you might be excited to get it and thrilled with it when you first get it, but this is my review after 6 months of having it. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's a great bike, and it does what I want it to do. Again, we're talking about going short distances with this thing, not anything over 10 miles. And 10 miles even might be stretching it, too. Depending on your hills and stuff like that. You might only get 8 in some circumstances. I've only gotten 8 miles. And, but it's a regular bike that folds, that goes probably regular bike speed. But the difference between a regular bike and this bike is that you don't have to pedal it. You don't have to exert any effort. It's effortless, but you will get there to your destination in the same amount of time as you would on a regular bike. And that's about the only redeeming quality of this thing. But it's a good bike. It's decent.